Hey everybody, it's Holly here, and today I want to ask you a question. Are you feeling low in energy, or have you found yourself feeling that constant feeling of fatigue, and now you're finding yourself always reaching for stimulants to keep you going through the day to actually get things done? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some ways in which that you can increase your energy in just a few minutes a day. And that's even if you're feeling right now tired, burnt out, drained, or exhausted even. So, if you're meeting me for the first time, I just want to say hi. And I just want to let you know that, I have dedicated my life to helping people to, reduce stress and increase joy, live life with a lot more joy. And so, if you would like to join us for any upcoming yoga online guided meditation sessions or yoga sessions, then, we would absolutely love to have you. All you need to do is head over to igowithholly.com and you'll see our full timetable there. And hopefully you'll find a class that will fit into your own personal schedule as well. So, right now we have a live guided meditation session with a few amazing yogis. And, for the first part of the session, we thought we would go live. So you guys, who on the outside get to experience, what a guided meditation practice entails, what it's all about. And hopefully then you'll gain some insight. And if you feel that it can help change or improve your life in any way, then maybe you can join us for one of the future upcoming sessions that we have. So once, we'll start our session with a brief talk around how we can increase our energy, and then we'll say bye-bye to you guys, and together we'll continue the journey where we'll participate in breathing, in chanting, and then hopefully that will prepare our body and our mind to then go into the guided meditation session. So if you're watching this once again live and you think, you know what, I want to be a part of these practical sessions, I want to, get some goodness, I want to increase energy levels in my life, then, just head over to igowithholly.com and you can find out a full schedule and maybe even catch this recording back as well. Who knows? So who is today's practice for? Well, it's for you if you feel like you struggle to lift your head up off the pillow even after having a full night's sleep. Do you relate to that? I know I certainly can. Or maybe, at night you feel like you find it hard to switch off, and then you wake up, even though you've had a full night's sleep, you're waking up still feeling exhausted, and so this over time, this lack of energy can massively lead to lack of motivation to actually achieve anything of greatness in your life. Or, maybe you're constantly feeling like you're always getting ill. Somebody only has to sneeze around you, and then next thing you know, an hour later, you've come down with that same cold, that same illness. Or maybe you're constantly having digestive troubles, whatever it is, you are always getting ill. Is that you? I know I can relate to that, because way back in 2013, when I got back from an amazing holiday in Dubai, I found myself ill in bed. I then later found that I had pneumonia and I was admitted into hospital and I almost died. So, I certainly know what it feels to feel burnt out. Or maybe you're a warrior. Maybe you are, you've got that drive, you've got that get up and go, and despite feeling heavily fatigued and low in energy, you still keep going. And maybe you're constantly reaching out for, stimulants, maybe energy drinks, coffee, anything that has any kind of caffeine or even sugar to keep you going. I know probably this time last year I was working with a client who was drinking 8 cans of, huge cans of energy drinks a day. So if that's you, then this video is definitely going to help you. Or, maybe you're just feeling like, oh my God, I'm just sick and tired of like my life's direction. I need some clarity. And because of that, you're feeling that lack, that lethargy, and you just feel like you can't actually be bothered to get anything done. I don't know whether you can relate to that. So how is today going to help you? Well, it's going to help you to really learn and understand why you are feeling the way you are feeling, why you're feeling low in energy. And then you're going to, it's going to really help you to gain an insight on the areas that you need to focus on specifically, and then how you can apply those simple strategies, those simple techniques into your everyday life. That is the most important thing. So again, if you are watching this and you think, oh, I want to be a part of these practical exercises moving forward, then just go to igowithholly.com and you can join us for one of our lovely experiences that we have and meet our wonderful community of people. So how do we increase our energy levels even if we're feeling low in energy, drained, exhausted, burnt out? Well, you know what, we have to start with the discussion on stress, because stress is the #1 cause of fatigue and burnout. And that really starts with feeling mentally overloaded. You've got so much going on in your mind, you feel like you just can't switch off from that, and you've always got this feeling that you've got so much to get done and actually so little time to achieve it. I don't know about you, but I was always feeling like I was against the clock. I had a task to do and I'd always be looking at the clock, and all I can remember is the time would just fly by and I'd get very little to even nothing done. I don't know whether you can relate to that. Or maybe you're feeling that constant, once you feel that mental overwhelm, then that starts to actually affect you emotionally as well. And then when you start to feel highly emotional, you become very sensitive, and then that starts to affect your ability to even be bothered to do anything. I know for myself, when I was feeling very low in energy, I just felt like giving up and giving in. And when I would give in, I would just find myself sitting on the settee, plunging into a big tub of Haagen-Dazs, strawberry cheesecake, Haagen-Dazs, my favorite ice cream. And so, when you're feeling this highly stressed mentally and emotionally, it does affect the body, because the mind is what directs the body into action. So if your mind is dull and fatigued and lethargic, then so is your body. But I want to let you know now that, if you're in that position, then you don't have to stay there. You really don't. You have the power to increase your own energy. And how I'm going to explain this to you is that, you know what, guys? We don't get energy. We don't get energy. We are energy. And we have all of the energy that we need. So it takes just as much energy to sit and deep dive into Haagen-Dazs, sitting on the sofa watching your favorite Netflix series, as it does to get up and to get your body moving. It takes the same amount of energy, guys, the same amount of energy. So we don't get energy, we are energy. And when I realized this, it changed everything for me. And I just want to really put it into perspective for you now. Like, how are we energy? Well, if we got a microscope and we zoomed into a piece of our body, our arm, for example, we would see that it's just a bunch of atoms and molecules bouncing around, dancing around, doing their thing. And because they're vibrating at such a high frequency, with our eyes, our body appears to be solid. So we do have all of the energy we need. But what we're not doing necessarily is taking the time to actually fuel ourselves up and to recharge our batteries. And let's say with your phone. You put your phone on charge overnight, you get up the next day and you leave the house, and let's say you leave the house and all day you're on your phone, you're taking pictures, you're on WhatsApp, you're on social media, you're doing video calls, you're using and spending your phone's energy until eventually, toward the end of the day or even just a few hours later, your battery then is depleted and your battery is going to die. And then what do we do when our battery dies on our phone? We're desperate, we can't live without our phone. So we go straight to the next charge point. We put our phone on charge and we fill it back up again. So we do that every single day. We put our phone on charge every single day. But how often are we charging our own batteries? How often are we doing that, guys? Very, very rarely. So, we have to fill ourselves back up just like we, put our phone on charge. And there's a number of things that we can do. There are a number of ways that we can increase our energy. And it starts with the right diet, The right diet is really important, If you're eating the wrong kinds of foods, you're going to feel heavy, you're going to feel dull, you're going to feel low in energy. As well as that, it's important to have the right amount of adequate rest and an exercise, which we'll get to a little later. And these are all really, really important. But actually, for me personally, the number one nutrient we need in our body is what? It's oxygen. It is oxygen. And I know what you're thinking, I don't have to think about breathing. We do that so automatically. I don't even have to think about that, But research has actually shown that we only take in we only actually fill our lung capacity to 30%, yeah? We don't go the whole way. So for many of us, we are restricting the one vital life energy force that our body needs. We can go a few days without food. Yeah. I mean, some people, if you look on YouTube, would go like 30 days without food, on water fasts. We can probably go 3 days without water. And if you've trained, you'll be able to go a bit longer than that, but not much more than that. But we cannot go more than 3 minutes, guys, without the breath. So for me, the breath really is the number one nutrient. But what happens when we're stressed, when we're mentally overloaded, when we're highly emotional and very sensitive because we're so stressed out with the pressures of life? What do? When we're stressed, we hold our breath. We retain the breath. The breath becomes shallow. The breath becomes short and very restricted. So we're actually depleting our body of the one major source that it needs that's going to help you to feel motivated and to feel like you're in control of your life. So I hope this is making sense to you. If it is, like, comment, share, give me some thumbs up. Let me know you're listening, that you can even hear me. So when we take just a few minutes of each day to breathe consciously, even just 5 minutes a day, it's going to make all of the difference. And there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different breathing techniques that you can use to really cultivate your energy levels. When we focus on the breath, what it does is it allows us to move away from the thinking mind, and we're thinking exclusively about one thing, and that is the inhale as it comes and the exhale. And when we can do that consciously, the mind has an opportunity to relax, to switch off, to rest and recover. And rather than exerting all of this energy on all of the problems that we have outside of ourselves, what we can do then is we can use that energy that we're cultivating with the breath to heal and restore the body back into balance. So I hope this is making sense to you. So the breath is our vital resource. So we can heal our body, we can heal our mind, and actually we can heal and transform our life for the better. So as well as breathing, you know, we can also focus on specific mantras and affirmations to help increase our energy, because it is through the power of right thinking that pushes our body into action. Thoughts affect your feelings affect your moods affect your action, and your actions affect your results. So if you are in a state where you're wrong thinking, you're thinking negative, I've got no energy, I can't be bothered, I give up, I'm a victim, I haven't got the strength to go on. If you entertain those thoughts through repetition, they settle in your subconscious mind, the biggest part of your mind, with the weight of fact, and that becomes a belief. And your body, remember, is directed by what? Your mind. And that will then, reduce your ability to go out and actually make things happen. Like, it really will. So an affirmation that I use and that many of my clients use is, I am so happy and grateful that I wake up every day with the energy and the vitality to get things done, to be productive, to be my best self, to have the best day ever, whatever works for you. So I hope that's inspiring you. So this leads us then into meditation. Meditation for me has been the one tool where I, combine it with the power of my breath, when I combine it also with the power of affirmation and mantra to turn my attention inward, whereby I can start cultivating this energy, like literally plugging myself into, a socket. That's what meditation is for me. And what it does is, it increases our energy levels by slowing everything down, slows the brain function down. It shuts off the analytical thinking mind. The things that you've got to get done will just dissolve. And it also allows us to, slow our heart rate down and move eventually over time into something called samadhi. And samadhi is that state where we are in absolute bliss and serenity and peace, and nothing or no one can disturb you there. And in that place, you're able to cultivate your energy, you'll live longer. Scientifically proven, there's so much research on this, and you'll be healthier, happier, and you'll have, all of the energy and the vitality that you need to get you through. So finally, there's yoga, guys. Of course, yoga really is a movement meditation, okay? And it combines all of what we talked about. We have an intention at the beginning, which might be your affirmation, the one focus, the one thing that you have in mind that you want to intend on bringing into your life, or intend of, continuing to cultivate. We combine the movement with the power of the breath, maybe using specific breathing techniques, the Ujjayi breath. And then what that does is, as we move through the body and maybe move into areas that you haven't moved for a while, what you do is you release that stagnant energy. That stagnant energy is released, and we're able to quite literally let go of what is no longer serving us, and create space for us to breathe in more energy, more prana, more life force that is going to give us the energy to keep going. Whereas most people, what they do is they're like, I need more energy, I'm going to go and do a hard workout, I'm going to go and beat myself up at the gym. And it's not, yes, cardiovascular exercise is great, but it's very important that you work on yourself very mindfully and consciously. And for me, yoga is the way in which that you can build strength, stamina, get a great physical appearance, but more importantly, you can work on bringing yourself back into balance. When we exercise and overexert ourselves, we are spending energy. When we do yoga and move mindfully and slowly and consciously, we cultivate energy. Okay, so I hope that is making sense for you. So, wherever you are, conscious breathing, meditation, yoga, when you combine them especially, are great ways to shake off that tension, that stress. Most people are not doing that. Most people have got the backpack on, as a metaphor, and they're walking around life picking up other people's problems, life circumstances, and just putting them in the backpack to the point where they're moving through life and they can no longer move forward because they've got all of this weight on their shoulders. What yoga does with combining it with the breath, with mantra, with a powerful intention, you can free and liberate yourself of all of those burdens, those pressures, and actually increase your energy to move into a life that actually makes you feel excited. Yeah, we want to wake up every single day feeling full of energy. We want to wake up feeling determined and confident that we're going to be able to achieve whatever we want to achieve. So we're moving every day closer to where we want to be. And hopefully the number one priority there is moving into a healthier, happier version of you. So I hope that's giving you some value there, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, any feedback, any comments after this, please do, share. We love your feedback. And hopefully, once again, if you want to join us for any of our upcoming, yoga meditation practices that are live and online, you can do from the comfort of your own home. Please do join us. And, for the rest of us in the private group, we'll go into some breathing, chanting, and our guided meditation now. So thank you very much, guys. Have a bright and wonderful day, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Namaste.